We are down at Stoke Gabriel. The mill pond's been closed for a few weeks, so not quite sure what's left in there. Probably a lot of small stuff. And there was a heron over there earlier. Now I think there's a little avocet and a couple of seagulls. Looking around, strong westerly winds, but it's quite nice. Nice and sunny. Very picturesque little part. We shall have to see whether or not we get anything. So this afternoon I'm with Rafa and we're going to have a go. I'm going to use an LRF rod which I have matched up. Get it out from under your flaming arm. As I was saying, I'm going to use an LRF rod and I've got a bit of a variation on the mullet here with a quick change mullet spoon. I find tying on 2 hooks and very short traces doesn't tend to do it a lot of good. So I was kind of hoping that this might solve that problem. We shall see. Now Rafa, just starting to come up over here. Won't be up from the other side just yet though. There is like a pipe that goes about 10 foot out all the way across there. So if we fish in there, we need to be casting sideways, not straight out. But sometimes you'll find the little ones will go round the corner and they'll gather in the shallows just over there. Bit of fun, a lot of little baby bass in amongst them. Hopefully we'll get something a bit bigger though. So as you go off to the left it gets shallower. Deeper part is over here. I found when there are bass, they tend to be interested in that little like gate just there, and sometimes they'll just be coming up from this side, so that can be good. Also sometimes they'll come over near to the boats, other times they'll go around and over there, so it's a bit of you pays your money and takes your chance really. Let's try along just here. Okay, one thing I would always suggest, Rafa, is that you make sure your rod is firmly put together before you cast. You also need to make sure you get as much water out of that as you can. Otherwise you put it together and you'll find it very difficult to get up again. Absolutely fine. Oh no, did you see that? That was a nice mullet. Got it right up, followed it right up to the surface. That was a mullet, yeah. Well, this arrangement is casting it beautifully. It's retrieving it without any problems. Say again. Oh no, you pause, they'll turn off. You can go slower and faster, just like varying your retrieve when you're fly fishing. Oh, that was a nice one. That was a 2 pound plus thin lip. I think so. turned off again. Another one. Interesting. If you do want more distance, you can put on a bombarder. No, I mean it is a float, but the thing is you put on the bombarder with a long trace and then the bombarder will be on the surface, but the actual spinner will come back under the surface. It'll considerably expand your casting distance. Oh, 4. Turned off again. The old heron over there. Magnificent birds. Oh no! Oh! He took it just as I was about to lift it from the water. Hopefully, the diagram should make it clear exactly how the mullet spinner is made. Just pause on the frame and you'll be able to have a look at your leisure. Okay, so I started off today using a little gold spoon. Working on the theory it's quite bright sunshine. Sometimes they're a little bit alarmed by the silver flash. So I thought I'd try gold. Quick change mullet spoon. Not this time. No follows, no interest. Gonna change up for a silver one, see what happens. I use Bimini twists for all of my short traces. You can tie really short traces with them and they're dead easy to do. If you look back on my previous videos, you'll find I've done a video which shows you how to make a tool and how to make the knot really simply. It will be time well spent. Presents it beautifully. There are 2 reasons why I like the Bimini twist. The first is naturally obvious. It's the strongest knot in the world. The second is the coils themselves can be very useful bait holders. So once you've tied a hook to a short piece of trace, you insert the hook into a link in a chain of swivels and links. That I usually connect to a little vise. Now I can measure this back to whatever length of trace I want. If I want to tie on a swivel, for example, to clip the swivel onto the mullet spinner, I can just slide that on at this point and I can have it caught on the tool itself. So I'm going to come back here about 4 inches and I'm just going to start turning. As I turn, the coils start to form. I bring the line back on itself and I continue to twist as I do, the twists coil tightly together, and that forms the basis of the Bimini twist. Now when I get to the last point, I need to tie it off. That isn't some super complicated knot. It's basically 3 granny knots. So it's just up from underneath, back through the circle. This is really fine line in case you're wondering why I'm struggling a little bit. That's it. Once you've got that first granny knot done, that's it. You can let the trace unspin. And now it's just a question. You've done one on the left. Now you go through, you do one on the right. Again, pull it tight, turn it over, do one more the other side, pull it back through the loop, and then you can slide that off the tool. Just make sure that's tightened and trim. So now slide the swivel off the tool, and what you can see, I've got a really short trace for my mullet spin. I can make them as short as I want. If I wanted to, I could do them 2 inches long. I found though, about 4 inches seems to be about the magic distance. So let's see how we do with it.
What are you fishing for?
Say again?
What are you fishing for?
Thin-lipped grey mullet.
Thin-lipped grey mullet?
Yeah, there's 3 types of mullet and rats.
You got away?
Yeah, he got away. Feel like a little bastard, that one. But there's 3 types of mullet in British waters. You got the thick-lipped grey mullet, you got the thin-lipped grey mullet, and you've got the golden grey mullet. Up here, what we normally get is the thin lips and the thick lips, but they are quite responsive to little spoons that are pulled through the water. So the trouble is the spoons are very light, so what you've got to do is just give it a little bit of extra weight. So the little float I've got on is called a bombarder. It's actually a slightly sinking one. You can get them which are floaters, you can get them which are slight sinkers. This one will just take it about a foot below the surface.
And then you come and you're casting continually.
Yep, you've just got to keep working it, and it does. Okay. I got him. There we go. And yes. There we go. A beautiful little thin-lipped grey mullet. Beautiful. About a pound. pop this one out. There we go. Yeah. Nice. Let's get that back in. Go on, my friend. Oh, rats. I kept going for a while, but the tide was coming up fast and the mullet seemed to be interested in other things. So eventually I packed it in and went home. I'm going to try a few more experiments, different lengths of traces, different colours beads on the spoons, and when I've got my results together, I'll maybe do another video. We shall have to see. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to subscribe to our channel, it would be very much appreciated, as would any likes or comments. Goodbye.